we'll start off with clinical depression. So the definition of clinical depression is a mental health disorder characterized by persistently depressed mood or loss of interest in activities causing significant impairment in daily life. Now, as I've stated in past talks on my channel, we are first and foremost an energy being and then a physical body. So when there is anything going on in the physical body, there is definitely something also happening in the energy bodies. So your aura or your energy field is what contains your energy bodies, okay? These energy bodies are called the four lower bodies, namely the mental, emotional, physical bodies. And the etheric body holds the blueprint for the physical body. So that's comparable to a schematic plan of a building, okay? So in the case of depression, the word comes from the Latin word depremere, which means pressed down. So it's as if the energy system is pressed down with the weight of what is going on around the individual. When we remember something from the past, we are accessing the information or memory as if it were happening right now. Energetically, we are right there. Your body goes real time to that moment as if it was happening right now. People who suffer from depression normally have more than one traumatic memory active at the same time. This is like a record playing in the background. So they may not even be consciously aware of those memories that have been triggered, but just feel overwhelmed and unable to handle the feelings of sadness or hopelessness. Depression can be caused from loss or trauma or postpartum depression, which honestly, I cannot believe that expectant mothers are not warned about postpartum depression. And the hormones are all over the place because of the pregnancy, etc. And then when you have the baby, you're so overwhelmed by all that's going on. And this little person who's totally dependent on you, and you don't even feel like you can cope with yourself, let alone also have the responsibility of a little baby. And yet they never warn them about those things. They're always just left to work that out for themselves or find out in other ways. And many people many clients that I've dealt with regarding depression, when I've found out when it started after they had their first baby. So not all of it is a traumatic event that has happened. It was just where the hormones were all over the place and nobody explained to them what it was or how to get it right. So the postpartum depression is not a small thing. It's a big thing that people should be aware of so that they can make sure they take steps to be supported, etc., as they're going through that. So depression is where a person is feeling overwhelmed and powerless, and there's a sense of hopelessness in their life. They can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. As I've said before, I've been able to help many clients clear past traumas and grief through energy healing and clearing of sabotaging subconscious beliefs and patterns. So it's not a hopeless situation. It is something that can be addressed. The medical profession consider a clinical diagnosis of depression as something the person will have to deal with for life. But I know that if the underlying issues are cleared, the person is able to live a normal, healthy, and fulfilling life. The medical profession are trained to look at the presenting condition, which is the effects, the symptoms, and treat that and not the cause. But if the cause is removed, then it naturally follows that the effects will also cease. Depression used to be seen as psychosomatic. In other words, it's all in the mind, just your imagination, not real. But it is very real for those experiencing it. So they feel like there is something wrong with them and that they must be crazy. And that stigma still exists today. That's why people won't seek help, because they don't want to get the diagnosis of depression. So if anybody says, I think you're depressed, they react badly because they don't want the stigma attached to them of depression. But people with depression can be helped. It is something that they can overcome. And I know, because I have helped many, many people. People have to over their meds, or at least take their meds with the intention of it being for their highest good, etc. So one can always If you've got to continue taking meds, there are certain intentions you can put in place that your body benefits from the medication. And then also notice when people are down and they are isolating themselves, because that's what happens with people with depression. Just pay attention to the cry for help. There is something going on. So the earlier you catch it, the better it is for everyone concerned.